Yo, what's up guys? New video, new dungeon video, and this is a video I haven't thought of making for. Well, didn't expect to make another DB12 video anytime soon because, well, Ikaru is just that strong. Ikaru Astar, of course, is a thing. Well, Ikaru Vert Astar, I mean. But that one is kind of inconsistent-ish and therefore doesn't really perform that well. Also, it's not that much faster, I'm not gonna lie. But this team actually is. And this team went to a few iterations of testing. Tested it with one other unit, which I will talk about in a second. Tested it with a different speed setup, two different speed setups. I will also show you why I didn't go for those, even though they feel like they are better than this. But this team is insanely strong. Technically possible. I can clear the first wave in 2 hits. I can clear this one in another 2 hits. I can clear the third wave in another 2 hits. So we're looking at says. And then the boss can die in 5 turns with the perfect team-ups. Doesn't always happen, but there are like moments where it happens. Is this team 100% safe? Not necessarily yet, but I have been looking into making this team safer and safer. And I guess it's pretty close to the 100, like would say 99-ish%. But it's not really there yet for 100%. I'm also not really sure how to get it there. Average we're looking at is about 30 to 31 second average, which is about 6 to 8 seconds faster than the fastest Tricaru teams. My Tricaru team personally was like 38 seconds or something. So this is about a good like 6 to 7 seconds faster than that. So let's look at some speed ticks that I have been working with before. So this thing. So we have the double Astar, we have the triple Ikaru in here, and then we have the boss, which is at 169. So at first, the thing I thought of doing is making one Ikaru move double. So the first Ikaru takes a tick in tick 5, then it tick 9, and then with like second Ikaru tick 9, and that kind of stuff. And so forth, so on, that it means that you have a 126 here, and you would lap the enemy. That actually worked pretty well, but there was a slight issue with that. And the issue was that my team was dying from time to time, which is a pretty big issue. So that could be an option of making this team work. But also an issue with doing that is that the boss is more likely to be below the 30% range, which actually made it that I died more. Is this necessarily better or worse? I didn't do enough of a sample size to actually check if it's better or worse. But I have different options for not making this thing like 141 speed, because you have to go for enough defense on a 141 speed. I actually started checking like how much speed I can do on this one to make it Ikaru on like enough defense with enough speed, or like how much speed, and it ended up at like 280 or something. But yeah, that doesn't really help. Then the second thing I thought is like, what if I make 2 Ikarus on the enough speed? The issue with this, however, is that it didn't really work out, and for some reason, because you have the tick here, and the next turn you take is the tick here. And then there's a gap in between, so you actually start messing up this tick order. Didn't really work out, and in the end it worked out somewhere that, because this technically becomes 0, then this becomes 0, then you start taking ticks here, this one becomes 0, this one becomes, no wait, other order. Can we reset that? Thank you. So we have that one is 0, then this one is 0 here, then that one is 0 there, and that one becomes 0 there. And then this one is 124, or 142, sorry. 142, which outspeeds the boss. But this one then also outspeeds it if it's 165. Getting 165 was a little bit, like if I have to get a triple defense Ikaru at 141, getting another one at 165, that was pretty much for me that I'm like, yo, I'm out. Because if I do this one at 142, you see that 142 is below the 153, and you're not gonna get there. So you actually need that 165 plus on that one to actually make it work. So this all said, this is something you could experiment with if you can actually make these runes. Also, well, yeah, disclaimer, you can probably not run this because you need some crazy runes, which I will show in a second. So what did I do? Instead of going for that much speed, I went for lower speed, because the actual speed that I need if I go low speed as possible is only 20. 20 is very low. And with 20, I just get enough turns. Like I can do 5 turns and then the boss moves. That's fine. But with that, you can actually add in a lot of stats and basically team stats, runes to your rune set. So that's what I went for. And also the fastest time that I currently have is the 22 second, which is also made with this team. But I still have to check what's the best way because this team is still kind of dying from time to time. And it's more or less just showcasing what I'm working on. And I feel like it has some good potential. It is a lot and a lot faster than the other teams, but it does die from time to time. The main reason why it dies is because of team-ups that are not beneficial. So if a team-up doesn't make it that there is an armor break, this team is going to do a lot less damage. So in one sense, you actually want to team up with the Astars for more damage, but you also want to team up with the Icarus for a higher chance of armor break. Which also means is that you need the 65 accuracy, which is the minimum to be at the 15% range. You need that accuracy to actually land the kind of things that you want to land. Looking at the runes, for the part that most people wonder about. Also, I tested it with another unit. I put these on the Icar runes. I had to switch a few units because I'm out of slots. The homunculus water is actually way worse. The S3 has way too long of animation and it just works way worse because the Astar passive is just very, very fucking strong. So let's first look at my Icarus. Icarus, we got an Icaru and you said like, oh, you had max accuracy. Max accuracy technically is 65 accuracy. You're not on max. Well, I have Aki S1 and I have Aki runes within my team as well. So this one, triple fight, has 3 rune sets that are for the team. This one also has a fight set, a shield set, and an accuracy set. The shield set, I actually noticed if I have 2 shield sets, my Astars can survive the breath even below 30% HP, and that helps out a lot. They pretty much are very close to death, but they just survive most of the case. And then I add just a whole bunch of attack for extra damage. Then we go to the third one. Third one is a bit more on the damagey side, but it's still accuracy and shield. So technically I have 9 sets on my Icarus, and 8 out of those 9 sets are something for the team. Only this Icaru has 1 selfish set of being guard. So for Icarus in general, either they do a lot of damage, which is good, or they have like barely any selfish sets. And selfish sets is anything that doesn't provide something for the team. Shield provides shields for the team. Fight sets, accuracy sets, it makes sense. So getting these stats on these Icarus is actually not that easy. So, and also all of them, they have Ek on the S1. So even this one that has how many accuracy? So this one is 50 accuracy and then another 20 accuracy. So it's 60. It's actually 70 accuracy for this Icaru. And then this Icaru has same. So pretty much all of my Icarus are around 70 accuracy. Meaning that we also have Astars. So looking at the Astars, this is my first Astar. Also, you need 2 really good rage sets to make this whole team work. Instead of 1. Also 2 good artifact sets for your damage dealers. So this one is actually half a broken shield set. That's, I thought I would put a full shield on this, but she has low base HP, so it matters a little bit less. And I needed some more speed because you actually need the plus. Don't you need plus 53? I think it's plus 53 to outspeed the boss, if I'm not mistaken. Am I not mistaken? No, you need plus. Oh, you need plus 49 to outspeed the boss. So plus 49 is the minimum, and then afterwards it's just whatever you give more. So yeah, this is a lot of damage. And then for the artifacts, we're looking at co-op damage, which is called like that's all damage together, and damage on fire. This one could have been a little bit better. And then for this one, co-op damage, additional damage by attack is actually pretty good because you at some point, if it happens to be immunity, the additional damage from attack is actually pretty nice stacking because it ignores like armor breaks and that kind of stuff. But co-op damage, crit damage is 1, like the whole shebang, like everything crit damage, crit damage, crit damage. Or, well, co-op damage, the most important thing I would say is co-op damage. That's number 1. Then number 2 is probably damage on fire. Then number 3 is the crit damage kind of stuff. I think in that order is the strongest multipliers for this thing. So this one also 27% co-op damage. There's only 4% damage on fire. Could be a bit more. I'm not really sure if I should up that for more damage on fire or something. I'm not really sure if this, for example, would be better, 15 damage on fire. And then if I add like co-op damage on this thing, it's something I want to try out. I probably have some co-op damage in here. Let me do that real quick. Co-op damage, co-op damage, co-op damage. Anywhere? Co-op damage. Let's go for it. 6, 5. I can live with that. The co-op damage is actually very strong to kill the waves. And of course the fire damage is very strong to kill the boss itself. So we have 15% damage on fire, which should be slightly better. Oh, and I missed the runes of the second Astar, of course, because that's also very important. This was the first Astar, and this is the second Astar. So comparing one with the other, we are pretty much missing about 20-ish crit damage. Is it 20? Yeah, about 20 crit damage. Attack is nearly the same. So that's the kind of Astars that you need. So that is pretty difficult and pretty solid. But that is how you get these kind of runs. Well, we're still running it in the background. And these runs, they go crazy fast. The fastest I've seen is 22 seconds. And like I said, I think 22 seconds might be the fastest, but I wouldn't be surprised because there's a lot of RNG based on the RNG of team-ups that it might be possible to go faster than that. I still have to do some testing with, let's say, 1,000 runs, for example. If I actually have that the one Ikaru moving faster than the other Ikarus and then not going for the shield set, for example, is better than having the double shield set or not. There was also one thing I actually didn't do, and that's very weird, and then I had a very good laugh about that. At some point, I saw my Astar going full force into the left tower with her S2. I was like, wait a minute. Apparently, I didn't have this boss thing selected. That was fucking dumb. That was legit really fucking dumb. But the reason I didn't need that is because Icarus always moves first. And therefore Ikaru brings an armor break on the middle thing. And it's very unlikely that there's no armor break on that one. But sometimes it actually does happen that there's no armor break because of team-ups are slightly different than team-ups with 4 units. Then, yeah, it started hitting the left tower and that gave me some losses. So therefore my numbers of how far it did or didn't win are like slightly off. And I actually figured it out the moment I had the shield team in there. So not with the speed team version. But since my Astars can survive the breath right now, I might actually think of making one of the 2 Astars into double shield as well, which makes it more solid that I have 3 shield sets in there, or 1 Astar on shield with rage, and make it better that way. But I'm not 100% sure yet what I will do, because in the end, if you just do more damage, they die. So this was a 34-second run. I have seen better than this. So this is actually the slowest average of 10 that I have seen. Fastest I've seen was like 29 something, but I've only been running this for quite a short time. But I just wanted to make the video. Maybe at some point I'll make a follow-up video saying like, oh, I did this, this, and this wrong. But this team, also I would want to give a disclaimer, this team is not crafted by me. Actually, Rex came up with this team. He made this team a whole while back. The only reason I didn't make this team yet is because he re-upped like 250 fight runes to get this team to work. I like my dungeon teams fast, but 250 re-ups into fight is where I draw the line. That's why I'm like, no, I'm fine with like normal Ikaru and a Vert. But since I had a set that was very good on, well, actually my Vert ended up on a shield set plus rage. I thought like, okay, let's give it a try to actually see if it works. Ended up not using that exact set because I needed more speed on my Astar. But this is a very solid team. And yeah, I'll probably keep using this for a while. See how it goes. See where I can upgrade it. I also at some point had a team that went pretty fast on 2 Icarus that were fast. And that actually moved twice in between the dragon itself or something weird. And that also worked out pretty well. So I just have to test which team works best of this. And probably at some point there's going to be a video that's showing that. Because this team fails sometimes. Isn't supposed to fail. It's an issue of armor breaks. It definitely is an issue of armor breaks. So yeah. Maybe at some point I also just delete this team and go back to Vert, because this team is also impossible for me to run. But if you have very crazy rage sets, I actually do not farm rage that much or at all. So I don't have the craziest rage sets at all. I also don't farm rage from Karizan, which some people do, and you have ancient rage runes, which are very much better than my rage runes. So there are some options that people can run this better than me. And sometimes the boss just dies in 5 hits. Don't you love to see that? Isn't that just amazing? So yeah, that's also an option for this run. 24 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. So in the chat, I have been getting some questions of what other units to use. Maybe go for an Ager or a Hwangnir or anything like single target damage dealer. Any single target damage dealer will not take a place of Astar. Main reason for that is you saw that wave evaporate. If you want these fast runs, you need the waves to evaporate and just kill them instantly. Technically, it's possible to 2-hit them, like I said that before. If there's 2 times a double Astar team up, it will instantly die. So for that reason, you actually want to have those kind of runs. Also, thinking, for example, going Lynette or a Lapis over a Astar is also not the way to go, because Astar actually does more damage if the current HP of the enemy is higher. Not in percent, but in just total HP. So for me, pretty much if the boss has more than 50k HP at that time, my Astar will do 100% extra damage. So with that, this team is... I don't see any improvements for it whatsoever. Like, I don't know. So... yeah, the reason of fail for this team is bad team-ups and resist of armor breaks. Because there's still a 15% chance to armor break. The thing which makes a... a Vert Ikaru team very good is because in every team-up you have 2 chances of armor breaking. In this case, if she goes with 2 Astars and 1 Ikaru, there's only 1 chance of armor breaking. Because the Ikaru that does S2 does not armor break. The other Ikarus that do S1, they armor break. So if that 15% check is resisted twice, then you don't have any armor break and this team might actually fail. And I'm not really sure how to overcome that to make that better. Is that by lapping the boss multiple times and therefore having more chances to armor break or something? I'm not sure. Is that better to be more tanky and therefore survive more? I'm not sure. So those are kind of the fail scenarios. And I think this is going to be a very solid run. If we can actually do a double S2, okay, we do that, fair. Didn't crit, we nearly killed it on the counters, and then it's just a very solid run. So that is pretty much just some additional information for that. So guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this team. And put in the comments if you think you can make this team within now and 5 years. No, just kidding. Let me know in the comments if you think you can make this team or it's like doable or actually not at all. Just want to hear your feedback on it. Guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.